Alright, so for link details page, that single link detail page, first we need our service. So we'll go to Blazing URLs link service, and before service let's go create a DTO for this. So we'll go to client project DTOs, and in here we'll create a new DTO. Let's say link details DTO.cs, and for this also I'm going to create it as a record. So public record, then link details DTO. On detail page we are going to show the link related, that long URL short URL is active, and then we need the link analytics to display those on a chart. Okay, so we will have link DTO as link, and then we want to have analytics details as well. So for that, what we'll do, we'll create an analytics DTO as well. So we'll say public class link analytic DTO, and here we are going to have long ID, then long link ID, and then date time clicked at, when this link was getting got clicked. Let's move this link analytic DTO to a separate file. So move type to link analytic DTO.cs, and then in this link details DTO we'll have two properties. One is link DTO, and then second one link analytic DTO. All right, so let's say link analytic, and now we are going to use this link analytics link details DTO in our service. So in link service, let's go to iLink service, this interface, and here we'll say task of link details DTO question mark. It is going to be nullable, because if we provided incorrect link ID then it will be null. Here we'll say get link async with a single parameter long ID, or maybe two parameters string user ID. All right, okay, now we'll implement this method. So in this link service we'll implement this method get link async. So first thing, we need to have our context ready. So await using word context equals underscore context factory dot create db context. After that we'll get the link from the database. So we'll say await context dot, from here we can say dot links, and here we'll say include link analytics dot first or default async l dot id equals this id which we got as a parameter, and l dot user id and l dot user id equals this user id. All right, so now we have link. After this we'll check if we found this link. So if link is null, we'll simply return null, because we know this is an invalid operation. Either this link does not exist or this link does not belong to this user. Alright, if that's not the case, that means we got link. Now we will generate our DTO. So first we'll generate our link analytic DTO. So new, and not new, we'll say link dot link analytics dot select. Okay, so from here we'll say new, we'll simply transform it to link analytic DTO and we'll say id equals a.id, click that, and link id. We would create it as record also, right? Okay, I created it as class, so that's fine. You can change it to record. We have link analytics DTO. Do we have the default value for this in here? No, we don't. So let's do this. Let's change the type of this link analytic DTO to, instead of where, we'll use this array. And now after select, we'll use dot to array. And okay, in link details DTO, this should be, link should be one single element, but link analytic DTO, it should be a collection, an array, because we are going to have multiple clicked rows, right, with that date time when this link was clicked, so it should be an array. All right, now we have this array. So here what we'll do, we can simply say, we can have this question mark check to check it if it was null, and then we can simply have this condition. So we have link analytics array, link analytics, and on this link dot link analytics, we are saying question mark dot. If it was null, it will return null till to array. If it is null, we'll have default value as an empty array. All right, let's wrap this thing in this curly brace, in this parenthesis, in this braces, so that it clearly indicates this is a part of group, and if this is null, then we'll use this default value, which is an empty array. All right, now from here we will return new link details DTO. Where is that? So we need link DTO first. All right, so we'll generate that as well. So link DTO equals new link DTO, and this is also a class. All right, so id is active, long URL and short URL. So we'll say long URL equals link dot long URL, and then we'll have our short URL as link dot short URL, and total clicks we can skip it because we already have this link analytics DTO. And still, if you want to have it, yeah, let's have it. So total clicks, this will have link analytics DTO dot length, this one. All right, now we are good. Now we can return this link details DTO. So first parameter will be link DTO, second parameter is going to be link analytics. Let's say rename this to link analytics, and now we are good. So our method is ready. Now we can add this method to our endpoint and our link API proxy and Refit iLink API in client project. All right, so let's first add it to our endpoint. In main project, endpoints, link endpoints. At the very end, we'll say, so this order does not matter, you can have it anywhere. Map get, and on this links group we already have /API/links. After that we'll have this thing /link /link ID with this long, and this is going to be yes map get. So map patch and map delete, we already have these two things on this same URL. Now this is map get. All right, now we'll add our handler here. So async, first thing long link ID, then we'll have iLink service, link service, and then we are going to have our claims principal, and then we'll define body here So here first we need our user ID. So we can have var user ID equals principal dot get user ID. All right. Then we'll have our link details DTO equals await, and from await we can say link service dot get link async with link ID and user ID. All right, this we know it is not null, and then we'll simply return results dot okay with this link details DTO, and our endpoint is ready. All right, now let's go to client project. In here we'll go to services iLink API. So here let's define that task of we are going to have this task of link details DTO get link async, and here we'll define it as get with the URL slash API slash links slash link ID. So it should be link ID. All right. Here we can skip this user ID. Okay, because for server side it will be this iLink API is going to be skipped, so it will directly hit that link service, and for WebAssembly it is going to make HTTP call to that endpoint, and on that endpoint we are getting it from the claims, the user ID. So we are good, so we don't need user ID here, we can skip this. All right, now let's go to link API proxy. Here we'll simply implement that method, implement interface. So get link async. Here we'll say underscore links API dot get link async ID. That's all. We are going to skip this user ID here. All right, so our link API proxy is also ready. So we have this at all over the place. So this API call and this service call for getting the link details, this is ready. Now we can work on that page for the link details. All right, so in this pages folder in client project, in app folder, we are going to create a new page. We'll call it, let's say, link details dot razor. Okay, and this link details dot razor, first thing we need to define the page URL for this. So we'll say @page slash my links slash then dynamic part link ID long. All right, and we skipped app, right? So slash app, then this. Now this link ID, we need to have a parameter in our code blocks. So here we'll have our property of type long link ID, and this should be a parameter. All right, now we are good. Now we'll quickly check one case. So we'll say override on initialized async. Here we'll check if this link ID is equals 0. That means it is an invalid case. So we will inject navigation manager. We'll call it navigation manager only, and then if link is equals 0, we'll say navigation manager dot navigate to, and we'll say slash app slash my links, and here we'll say force load and replace. So we'll set replace to true. That means we are telling browser to replace this current URL, that means remove this URL from the history, browser history, because this URL is invalid. This should not be there in the history. If you press back button, it should not come to this page because it is mylinks/0, which is not a valid ID. All right, so for that we'll set this replace to true, and then we'll simply return from here that we'll say don't execute further, you don't need to do anything, and it should be async. Now we are good. All right, now this page, on this page we are going to use chart, and most chart library use some JavaScript and all that stuff, so all these are client side, we cannot render these on server. So this page needs to be client only, that means interactive, and for this we'll set pre-rendering false. So we'll set render mode, we'll say new interactive auto render mode, and we'll set pre-render to false. All right, now on this page let's quickly get the link DTO. So private link details DTO underscore link details DTO, or maybe we can say link, or let's say link details DTO only. All right, and we'll have a private bool, let's say is loading. All right, and if this is loading is true, in our HTML we'll say if this is loading is true, we'll simply show our loader, and if that's not the case, we'll render our actual data. All right, so now we have this link details DTO, so let's quickly fill this in our on initialized async. Here we'll say link details DTO equals, now we need to inject our iLink service, so let's inject it. We'll say inject iLink service, we'll call it link service. Let's move it up, and let's move render mode to up, and then we are here. Now we can simply say in our on initialize async, we'll say await link service dot get link async, and here we need ID, which is link ID, which we have as link ID, and we need user ID, so we need to get user ID. So for that let's get it, because this is interactive page, so we can inject our task of authentication state. So public task of authentication state auth state task with get set. This needs to be a cascading parameter, Blazor will provide this for us, and in this, after checking the link ID, we'll say var auth task equals await auth state task, and from this auth state task we can get our user ID. So we'll say user ID equals auth state auth task. Oh, it should be auth state. So name is up to you, I follow this convention. So auth state, so auth state dot user dot get user ID. So we have user ID now. Here we'll use this user ID, and now we have this underscore links DTO, and after this, before getting this, actually we'll set is loading to true. Then after getting this link details DTO, we'll set is loading to false. Okay, and now inside this else case, let's render the short link for now. So we'll say @ underscore link details DTO dot link dot short URL. Let's say we'll do this, and I think before this we need to check if this underscore link DTO, if this is null, that means this does not exist. So from here also we'll simply return this, use this navigation manager dot navigate to my links, and we'll return from here, and we'll replace true. or maybe we should not use replace true. Maybe right now that id does not exist, but maybe tomorrow it will exist. So we can do this. All right. All right, now we are good. Now we can simply check if this thing is working. But before that, we need to add this URL in our my links page. So let's go to my links page, and here inside quick grid, where we have that view details button. Where is that? This view details. Here we need to have ID. We already have this app, my links, and then link ID. So we are good. Let's quickly try it out. So I'm running it. It's here. Let's see. Go to my links and then view details. And we are on this page. We saw quick loader, and now we can see this short URL. That means this thing is working. We are able to get the data. Now we just need to design this page. All right. So first thing, we need that heading or header on this page. So for that, we'll use that section content the way we are using it on mylinks.razor page. So let's use this section content and page title both. Here we'll say, let's say link details, and inside this h1 we can have maybe, let's do this text main, fw bold, text center. Inside this, let's have one link icon. So we'll say I class bx and bx link. Okay, and let's have me margin and 1, and then in span we'll say, let's say @ link details dto, and it is nullable, so we'll say (dot link and dot short URL. All right. So now we'll have this thing. After this, let's have an HR tag, and let's add class text main so that it is of our primary main color. Okay, our section content is ready with client heading. This is for interactive pages, and now we are good. So now let's have a long URL here. We just want to quickly see it, how it looks. So my links, view details, and something is not right. If I refresh, hard refresh it, we cannot see that the title, and that's because on my links, did we explicitly set interactive main layout? Yes, we set this interactive main layout explicitly. So if we on link details page, we are not setting that, that means it is using main layout, and because main layout and this section content does not exist there, there is a different section, so it is not rendering that. So now we need to use this @layout on this link details page as well, and we need to add authorize attribute as well. We have not added that yet for both of these pages, and later we'll need to add this on dashboard page as well. So what we can do, if we have some common functionality or common things across multiple pages, we can move those to _imports.razor file. Now we can have folder label _imports.razor files. So inside this pages app, we'll create a new file. We'll say _imports.razor. Okay, we can remove everything, and we can simply say layout interactive main layout. Where is it? Interactive main layout. We have this, and same thing, we can set authorize attribute as well. Attribute authorize from Microsoft ASP.NET Core authorized. Alright, now we have this interactive main layout. So we can remove this thing from my links.razor page. Let's remove this layout, and we can remove this using statement as well, the blazing urls.client.layout. So save it, and now all these pages inside this app folder are going to use this underscore imports.razor. That means all those are having this layout, and all those are using this attribute, authorize attribute. All right, so let's run it again. Okay, it is coming. If you open my links, we have same thing. If we open view details, and now we can see that link icon, we can see the short URL, we can see this HR tag, and then this long URL. So that means now we have the layout, interactive main layout. Now we can start working on this section, this actual content section. All right, let's do this. So here on link details page, what we'll do, in this h3, instead of h3, we are going to have a div class row. Let's have some vertical spacing as well, so my3. Inside this we'll have div class call 12, so let's have all the available space, complete 12 grid. Here we are going to have an h3, we'll say link details. On this h3, let's have class, first thing text main, second thing fw bold, so make it bold, and after this we are going to have an ul, let's say class list unstyled. This is coming from bootstrap, and here we are going to have a couple of allies. So li with some classes, let's see what classes we are going to have. So here we'll be having long URL. What is the long URL for this? Here we will have one anchor tag, so that if user wants, they can navigate to this long URL. So here we'll say a href @ link details gto dot link dot long URL. All right, we can have some class if we want to, and the target we are going to have it as blank, so that it opens up in a new tab. All right, and the text is going to be same, underscore link details gto question mark dot link, not question mark, we don't need this, dot link dot long URL, and we are good. Our first li is ready. So on this li, let's have some spacing. So we'll say class, and when we say spacing, or let's make it h5 and mb3, so margin bottom 3 and appearance as heading 5. Let's copy this thing a couple times, 4 times. So after long URL, we are again going to have short URL. Let's change this short URL and the text short URL. All right, after that we'll say is active, if this link is active. So if this link is active, now here we don't need this anchor tag, we can simply have one span. We'll have span, and here we'll say underscore link details gto dot link dot is active, so yes or no. And on this span we can have class, first thing fw bold, so that it is in bold, or maybe we can have those icons here as well, that check and cross icons, or maybe we can simply have classes here, the text success and text danger, so red and green color. So let's have that thing. Here we'll say if link details gto dot link dot is active, if link is active, we'll add text success class. If link is not active, we'll have text danger class. All right. Now the last line here, we'll say total clicks. So total number of clicks on this short link, short URL. So here we'll say @ link details DTO dot link dot total clicks. Alright, now we are good. After this, what we'll do, we will have one let's say H4, and here we'll say analytics. On this H4, we'll add a class of FW bold and text, not text danger, text main. Text main. Alright, and after this, here we are going to display our chart. So right now let's see how it is looking, then we'll work on the chart part. Okay, let's run this. Alright, we are here, my links. Let's go to show all links, because here we can see both active and inactive links. So right now first one is active, we'll go to view details, and here we can see long URL, we can see short URL. Is active is true, which is in green color bold. Total clicks, L is uppercase, we need to make it lowercase. Total clicks 3, and analytics will display chart here. Now let's click on this short link. It will open up in a new tab. It will go to the URL, long URL, this long URL, and now if we refresh this page, we should see total clicks 4. Yes. Alright, now let's go back to my links, show all links. Let's search for some inactive links. So this is inactive. Now if I go to view details, and it is active true, it should be false, right? It should not be true. If I refresh this page, is active true, something is not right. Let's quickly check the code. Service, where is it? Blazing URLs, services, link service, and here get link, and we are hard coding is active to true. That is not correct. So it should be link dot is active. Alright, and now let's fix that clicks text as well. So total clicks, this L should be lowercase. Stop it and run it. We are here, let's open my clicks, my links, show all links. Let's go to the last page, and now the second one, which is inactive, we'll go here and we can see is active false. This is not active. We'll go back, show all links, page number 4. This one is active, let's check it, and this is active true. So we can see the link details and we can see all this stuff. We are good with this. Now we can start working on this chart. All right, so for this we are going to use sync fusion chart. Let's have it, we'll use this page only. Let's close all others, close all but this.